Hi, welcome back to Jiva Shastra Abhyasa, and I'm your educator Niranjan Hegde. So, after a long time, we are up with another topic because of I have been updating all the something of it. So that is mainly the board has been updated. Okay, so today from the last video what you are going to left off, so we are going to pick up that. In the last video our colleague, that is Raghuram has got some thugs, okay, and he got the information, and that is a clue, that is why the sporogenous cells are there inside the pollen sacs. So these sporogenous tissues, this sporogenous tissues are the lone responsible for the generation of pollen mother cells. What are those? What are these pollen mother cells? So these are the cells which are very importantly responsible for the generation of pollen grains or microspores. So this is what we have got, and we are going to study this particular topic right now. So what is that topic called? So the topic is known as microsporogenesis. The topic is named as microsporogenesis. And what do you mean by microsporogenesis? The microsporogenesis means the generation of what? Generation of pollen grains from the pollen mother cells. Okay, this is what the microsporogenesis is meant to be. Then what is the role of sporogenous tissues? The role of sporogenous tissues to produce or act as the pollen mother cells. Okay, let's see how it is going to take or how it's going to act. Okay, now so I'm going to take only one pollen sac. There will be 4 pollen sacs in a Dithecus anther. Okay, so this is a smaller one, so which is a young anther we are going to get. Okay, in pollen sacs the sporogenous tissues are in a polygonal shape. Okay, polygonal shape, and they are tightly or there will be no space inside this particular pollen sac. They are tightly arranged themselves. Okay, as the anther grows, this pollen sac is also going to increase its size, right? Pollen sac. So this pollen sac is also going to increase its size. So what happens whenever the pollen sac is going to increase the size? This particular sporogenous tissues, they will be in the same size, but they are going to move freely inside the pollen sac. Okay, so now it looks like this. I'll show you how it looks. Somewhat like this. So this is a tapetal layer, right? This is the tapetal layer. So inside this particular pollen sac, this particular sporogenous tissues will be freely moving. Now they are considered, or they act, okay, these sporogenous tissues act as this sporogenous tissues they act as, what are they going to act? They act as pollen mother cell. Pollen mother cell. So PMC, it is abbreviated as PMC. From now on, we are going to abbreviate it as PMC. Whenever I say PMC, it is referred to pollen mother cell. Okay. So this sporogenous tissue, now it acts as pollen mother cell and it undergoes the process of meiosis. That is, meiotically it divides. So there will be division of this particular thing into meiosis, undergoes the process of meiosis and forms the spore tetrad. These undergoes the process of meiosis to produce what? To produce the pollen or spore tetrads. Spore tetrad or pollen tetrad. Okay, so this is going to be formed. Okay, so I'll show you in the diagram itself how it is going to look. Okay, let's see how it's going to look. Okay, so this pollen tetrad are mostly in 4 in number. Okay, these are going to be 4 in number, and that pollen tetrad, so this pollen tetrad which is present, they will now, it will be in shape of a round shape. Okay, it will be in a round shape. Now what happens with that pollen tetrad or spore tetrad? Pollen tetrad. So this pollen tetrad is going to, or it is going to generate the pollen grains. How the pollen grains are generated, I'll tell you. So before that, we are going to learn something. So this pollen tetrad, so it starts growing. Okay, it starts maturing. So during the maturation time, so this particular tapetum and the layer which is middle layer which is surrounds this particular tapetum will provide the nourishment to the pollen tetrads. Those are going to take all the nourishment from them, and during this tapetum and the middle layer is going to dehydrate, or they are going to vanish, because of all of them are going to give nourishment to this particular pollen tetrads for the development. So then what happens? This pollen tetrads, so they have to form, now they have to be forming the pollen grains. How they are going to form pollen grains? Okay, so as the middle layer and the nourishing tapetum has dehydrated, so there will be no nourishment, further nourishment will be given. So what happens? So this pollen tetrads, they are going to dehydrate and they are going to divide into many number of 1,000 number of pollen grains. Only simple thing. So they are going to dehydrate and they are going to give rise to the pollen tetrad is going to divide, and they are going to separate themselves and they are going to form the pollen grains. Now these pollen grains has to come out, right? These pollen grains have to come out from mainly from the anther. So how this is going to happen? So as the anther is having now 2 layers as left, right? Anther is having now only 2 layers, that is, one is epidermis and another one is the endothecium. As the endothecium is hygroscopic in nature, and endothecium is hygroscopic in nature, this is going to exactly pull out the moisture present in the particularly air, and it is going to have it is going to burst open due to the lot of attraction of moisture absorption. This is going to burst open. The anther is going to burst open. So either, so this, if let's consider as this is the anther. So this anther, so it is going to burst out longitudinally, or the top of the anther might be opened. Both of the anther, dithecous anther is going to open and the pollen grains is going to go out of the anther into the air, okay, for the further process. So this is what the microsporogenesis is. Conversion of pollen mother cell to the pollen grains. So if you like this video, please share and definitely subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram in the which is given in the description, and I have a Facebook page also known as Jeevashastra Abhyasa. You can go and check over there for the newest updates. Thank you and bye.